sponsors of the junior class coming up next. I think you just saw 172 Luke Selican, that's 173. The American champion, you see, 173 is Juan Manuel Correa. But when we look at the grid layout, it's a couple of Brits on the front row, an Englishman, Brett Ward, and a Welshman, Tom Harvey. Confirmation of those Brits on the front row, Englishman, Brett Ward, Welshman, Tom Harvey, American Luke Selican on row 2 with Joseph Burton Harris. Row 3, Juan Correa and Ralph Aron. Row 4, Guan Yu Zhou, Chinese-born driver racing for Great Britain. Ruut Markkanen, Finland, row 4. Kyle Kirkwood did extremely well in the preliminaries here. Don't count Kyle Kirkwood out of it because he starts on the 5th row. Kyle Kirkwood on row 5 with the Canadian Jeff Kingsley. Don't count out Jeff Kingsley either. John Del Valle and the lady in the race, Ashley Rajero, are row 6. Row 7, Thomas Preining and Thomas Issa. Reggae racers cheering on Thomas Issa. Ferdinand Habsburg shares row 8 with Lars Lamborel. Denis Maflanov of Russia and Robbie Gallier of Great Britain are row 9. Blaine Rocher, USA, and Max Timmermans of Belgium complete the top 20 on row 10. Max Hofer and Jordan Sherratt, row 11. Laurenas Rajas of Lithuania and Liam McClellan of Australia, row 12. Bastien Legay and Tony Toyika, row 13. Marvin Pionka and Shogo Endo are row 14. And the top 30 completed on row 15 by Julian van der Watt and Ricardo Garcia. Rinus van Kalmthout and James Abela are row 16. And the grid is completed by Manuel Cazares and Yuri Vips. Yuri Vips finished second in the pre-final, but was underweight. Oh no, it was a different penalty, but whatever. Okay, we are racing. Brett Ward has been outgunned by Tom Harvey. Tom Harvey gets to the apex first, but with him from the outside of the front row, that spreads people out a lot. Tom Harvey leading and Brett Ward getting himself under pressure. Luke Selican going well. I think that's him in 3rd place. Joseph Burton Harris there 4th. Juan Correa, the American champion, has also made a decent start. Oh, and there's contact between 2 of the front runners. And that may have been Ralph Aron. No, it isn't Ralph Aron. The blue and white colours. 3 of the front runners, 3 of the top 6 drivers have gone right to the back on the opening lap. Well, Tom Harvey still holds the advantage. That, I think, from Brett Ward. But we've had the junior final spoiled to some degree. Well, spoiled to a massive degree. Let's have a look again where the contact came from. Kart 132 is Tom Harvey, but then, oh, the guys immediately behind. 147, it was Joseph Burton Harris who I first called. Little bit of a problem there for, I think it was 154 Ralph Aron. 156 Thomas Issa has taken a part of that. Oh, what a shame, what a shame. Well, we're on the 2nd lap now. Juan Manuel Correa, the American champion, has split the Brits. Welshman Tom Harvey still in the lead. Juan Correa is kart 173, Brett Ward 131, Ralph Aron 4th, Guan Yu Zhou 5th, Denis Mavlanov 6th, Thomas Issa a little bit lucky to stay in 7th place because he was part of one of the innocent victims. Ferdinand Habsburg, he's gained from that up into 8th place. Robbie Gallier 9th, and the girl who's racing with the lads, Ashley Rajero, is in the top 10 at number 10. Luke Selican, who was involved in that issue, 11th. Jeff Kingsley, a former front row starter, in 15th place, and Yuri Vips from 34th and last to 16th in 1 lap. 34th and last to 16th in 1 lap. Tom Harvey leads. Juan Correa still 2nd place. Ralph Aaron has gone past Brett Ward as I was reading from the screen, looking back at the monitor. Tom Harvey is from the United Kingdom, from the west of mainland Britain, a principality, a nation called Wales, and he's from Llandau in South Wales. He's actually from Cardiff, the capital of Wales, but the circuit that he races at, Llandau, and right now the circuit is racing at is Nola Motorsports, and he's leading 173 in second place is Juan Correa, and Tom Harvey's got a huge lead. Let me tell you in time, 2.5 seconds virtually, 2.4. Juan Correa holding off the challenge of Brett Ward, the American champion. Brett Ward from London, England. In 4th place, Ralph Aaron, and in 5th place, Guan Yu Zhou. Sweeping round into the technical, challenging complex of the infield here at Nola Motorsports. But it's a happy position for Tom Harvey. It's a 15-lap race, and we're only on lap 4. But a lead of 2.4 seconds at the front of the race is pretty handy. Tom Harvey is on the back straight. You can see him there. You see that big lead, that's first, and these are 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Juan Correa 2nd, Brett Ward 3rd, Ralph Aaron 4th, Guan Yu Zhou 5th. These 4 giving us the best of the drives. Once again, our television producer Andreas Holzleitner staying with the best of the action. This is the battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. We're on lap 5. Sweeping round these tight technical turns, and Jill, my spotter, has seen something through the binoculars. Oh, one of the flags was being held out and the cart came a little close and the flag had to be withdrawn. It looked a little bit like a bullfighting move. Just put on record that I hate bullfighting. I think it's a filthy sport. Stay with karting, but that's slightly amusing. You put the flag out and have to move it away. Oh, and everybody using the curb there and getting a good clatter, and that's worked to the advantage of Juan Manuel Correa, who just puts himself, oh well, having said that, here's Brett Ward bidding to go past and does. Brett Ward in kart 131. So coming down onto the home straight, your race leader is Tom Harvey, 2nd now it's Brett Ward, 3rd is Juan Correa, 4th is Ralph Aaron, and 5th is Guan Yu Zhou. No, Guan Yu Zhou has gone 4th. Guan Yu Zhou, his name is Guan Yu Zhou, but living in England, the Brits don't want to call him Guan, they don't want to call him Yu, they don't want to call him Zhou. Zhou is the name he's known by back home. Well, that's been converted in English to Joe. Some guys have said, why don't you just call him Chinese Joe? But that just doesn't seem very respectful. So Guan Yu Zhou it is, but when we see him, hi Joe, how you doing? Tom Harvey in front, excuse me, by a big margin. Just clear my throat there, which I wasn't expecting to have to do, or else I'd have just thrown my cough switch. Sweeping round to start lap 7. And a black flag, mechanical defects being shown. I can't tell you the driver who it is. We've lost Joseph Burton Harris incidentally at the start. We've lost Lars Lamberel at the start, and we've lost Julian van der Watt on the 2nd lap. So of the 34 starters, we've lost 3 of them, including big names like Joseph Burton Harris, South African Julian van der Watt, and Dutchman Lars Lamberel. Joseph Burton Harris, of course, an Australian. Jeffrey Kingsley of Canada, who went so well early on, is in 27th place after 6 laps, so clearly the Canadians had a big issue there. Yuri Vips, who went from 34th to I think about 13th, has fallen back to 23rd, so he's also got caught up in something. Kyle Kirkwood, who went so well for the USA in the early stages of this event, running 15th at the end of lap 6. But Tom Harvey from Wales continuing to lead Brett Ward from England, with Juan Correa from the United States of America in 3rd place. In 4th place, 3rd of the chasing pack. Just behind Joe, it's Ralph Aaron of Estonia, then quite a big gap to Robbie Gallia 6th, Luke Selikan 7th, Thomas Issa in 8th place, Denis Mavlanov of Russia 9th, and Ashley Rogero from Florida, USA, completing the top 10 at number 10. Of the other Americans, well, Kyle Kirkwood gained a place on that lap from 15th to 14th. And so the American drivers, 3rd, Juan Manuel Correa, 7th, Luke Selican, 10th, Ashley Rajero, 12th, Blaine Rocha, and 14th, Kyle Kirkwood. We're on lap 8 of 15. We've gone past the half race, the half distance on the lap, so we are into the second half of the race. There's no change from the order as I called it to you. Tom Harvey from Wales. I've only ever been to his local circuit, Llandau, once, and that was this year. That was for the Welsh Championships, and Tom became the Welsh champion. And when the organisers kindly asked me to present the trophies, I've obviously presented the trophy to Tom. But I don't really remember speaking to Tom at any great length, but he certainly won the Welsh Championship that day, and hey, right now he's just half a race from winning the World Championship. How good does that sound if you're a young teenager racing juniors? Bidding to go from 3rd to 2nd is Juan Correa, but Brett Ward closes the door. Tom Harvey in control at this stage. Brett Ward holding off the American champion. Juan Manuel Correa has raced with us in the Rotax Euro Challenge this year. And as I always say, those of you that hear me talking in kart race announcing in the United States, I always encourage people, if they can, if the money will permit, go and race on a different continent. It's not that it's better in Europe, it's not that it's better in North America, it's just that if you go and race on a different continent, you see different racing culture, and it does increase your skills. Tom Harvey's lead, as you can see, was 2.18. It's now down to 0.174. So is Brett Ward, the Englishman, reeling in Tom Harvey, the Welshman? We're on lap 10 of 15, so we're coming towards the 2/3 race distance. There's a driving standards flag, a warning flag, the equivalent of soccer's yellow card. Tom Harvey sets off on lap 11. Brett Ward in 2nd place is under pressure from Juan Manuel Correa, but Juan Correa not in a position to try and make a move at the moment. 4th is Guan Yu Zhou, 5th is Ralph Aaron, and those 5 are well clear of the rest. It's a long way back, long way back to the 6th place driver Robbie Gallia. Thomas Issa still 7th, Ashley Rajero goes up to 8th place, Luke Selican up to 9th place, and the Australian James Abela comes into the top 10 at number 10. Of the Americans, Blaine Rocha has dropped to 13, Kyle Kirkwood has climbed to 12th. Of the other Americans, that is. Confirmation that we lost Joseph Burton Harris early on, as well as Julian van der Watt and Lars Lamberel, so some good drivers there we lost at an early stage. Very unfortunate. We've also lost Ruut Markkanen of Finland, the last of the drivers circulating. Well, it was Marvin Pionke, but he's not come round for lap 10, so I think we may also have lost the German Marvin Pionke, and the impressive Frenchman Bastien Legay is not there now. Tom Harvey's lead on lap 12 is 1.2 seconds. This is lap 12. 1.25 seconds to the good. Tom Harvey of Wales from the Englishman Brett Ward. Brett Ward just a little bit further away from Juan Correa at the moment, and it may well be that Juan Correa's thinking will shortly be not so much can I reel in Brett Ward and go past him, but what do I do to stop Guan Yu Zhou going past me? Because Guan Yu Zhou in 4th place is getting closer, and there's a move by Juan Correa on Brett Ward. No, it isn't. Juan Correa thought better of it. This is the start of lap 13. Tom Harvey's lead is down to 9/10 of a second from about 1.67, and you can see what the screen is showing there, 0.092. The previous lap was 1.28. 3 laps to go, including the one that they're on, so 2 3/4 laps to go, and Tom Harvey's seemingly unassailable lead not looking quite so unassailable. 2nd place Brett Ward, 3rd Juan Correa, 4th Guan Yu Zhou. Just to remind you that Guan Yu Zhou is a Chinese born driver from Shanghai in China. but now based in Sheffield in the north of England and racing on a British licence. In last year's Rotax Grand Finals, he represented the People's Republic of China, and he carried the Chinese flag out this morning, or this lunchtime, on the driver presentation, but driving on a British licence. This is lap 13. And Tom Harvey's lead down to 0.69 of a second. There's no question that Brett Ward is reeling him in. You see the flag on screen, the Union flag of the United Kingdom, but it's the United Kingdom of 4 countries, and it's a Welshman leading from an Englishman. The Englishman not going to be happy with second place. Brett Ward closing. Brett's just done a 57.318, the fastest lap. Tom Harvey's done a 57.54. So Brett Ward is more than 0.2 of a second quicker than Tom Harvey at the moment. And this is lap 14 of 15. Are we in for a real grandstand finish? Juan Correa also putting pressure on Brett Ward, and the two of them pushing each other along. Coming round to see the last lap board. One to go, and Tom Harvey trying to take a defensive line. That might not be a good move, because Brett Ward closes up to him more than he's ever done before, and Tom Harvey, oh, and there's some contact there, and Juan Correa's taking advantage, and it's a close finisher looming up. Tom Harvey leads, Brett Ward is second. Juan Correa takes a nudge from Guan Yu Zhou. Oh, and we've lost the race leader. Tom Harvey was shoveled out of the way there, and unfortunately the 5 going for the victory is now 4 going for the victory, and it's all gone wrong on that little move. I'm not sure if Tom's tactics were right, trying to play a defensive game, and Juan Manuel Correa looking for the victory on Brett Ward. Do we get an American champion? Juan Correa from the USA trying his utmost to get the victory. Juan Correa has got one turn to do it, and the American gets in front. The American is in front, and the United States has a Rotax world champion. I don't think that Brett Ward is overly happy, and Brett Ward will make an appeal, but Juan Manuel Correa brings home the bacon, the first ever Rotax world champion. Juan Manuel Correa, the American champion, takes the checkered flag. Forgive me if I was losing my voice at the end, but that's how good it was, that's how close it was. George Oriana will be happy. George Oriana from OGP will feel that was good for him. Well, some negative news to bring you from that event. My friends on Jamaica, the reggae racers, I'm sorry to tell you that Thomas Issa, who finished 8th, will be classified last. He's picked up a DQ. Don't know what it's for, just know that he's picked up the DQ.
Juan Manuel Correa. He was the fastest driver in the last couple of laps. Brett Ward, so impressive in his just consistent charge. Was diligent trying to work his way. So we're looking to hold on Manuel Correa to get a chance to have a quick interview with him.
Well, our caption confirms that the United States of America, here in the United States have produced a Rotax world champion. It's Juan Manuel Correa. The American champion is now the world champion, beating into second place Brett Ward of England and Guan Yu Zhou, an adopted Brit. Ashley Rahero from the USA, the only girl left in the competition, a very, very creditable 7th place. Yuri Vips, who was disqualified from the pre-final and had to start last, comes all the way through from 34th to 15th. A small consolation for him. Well, sad confirmation that Thomas Issa from Jamaica at the bottom of your group there has been disqualified. Well, Jenny's down at trackside and I think she's got the champion with her. Let's go and join them.
Okay, I'm here with the winner, the new 2013 #1 champion in Junior Max. How do you feel?